Picture a battlefield scorched by rebellion, the air thick with the cries of angels and the mocking laughter of demons. At its heart stands the ancient serpent, the devil himself, roaring with defiance, his scales glinting with the weight of centuries of lies. And then something unthinkable happens. Heaven doesn't send an army, no blazing swords, no thundering legions. Instead, a single unnamed angel steps forward, holding a great chain and a key to the abyss. In one quiet, unshakable moment, he seizes Satan and locks him away for 1,000 years. Why should you care? Because this isn't just a story of cosmic justice. It is a promise that even the darkest evil has an end, and the chains holding you, your fears, your regrets, your shame, are not as unbreakable as they feel. Let's dive into this ancient vision and uncover what it means for us today. The world is crumbling. The skies are bruised, scarred by millennia of rebellion. The earth lies cracked and weary, bearing the weight of every lie whispered, every heart deceived, every kingdom torn apart by unseen claws. Creation itself seems to hold its breath, caught between terror and hope, waiting for heaven's next move. This is the scene painted in Revelation 20, a moment so vivid yet so understated, it's easy to miss its power. An angel descends from heaven, holding a key to the bottomless pit and a great chain. He seizes the dragon, the ancient serpent, the devil, Satan, and binds him for 1,000 years. No epic battle, no clash of celestial swords, just a single angel, unnamed, stepping into the chaos with quiet authority. Who is this angel? Why not Michael, the mighty warrior who once cast Satan from heaven? Why not Gabriel, whose voice carried the hope of salvation to the world? This is no archangel, no celestial celebrity, just a servant of God, stepping onto a battlefield still smoking with the ruins of rebellion. And that's what grabs your heart, isn't it? In a world obsessed with fame and status, heaven chooses an unknown to face the greatest enemy of all. What does that say about the power of obedience, about the strength of simply showing up when called? The dragon stands tall, his eyes burning with ancient hatred. This is the being who deceived nations, toppled kings, and whispered lies since the dawn of time. Yet, when this unnamed angel approaches, there's no struggle. No roaring defiance can stop what's coming. The angel's chain clanks with divine authority, and the key glints with a power not his own. In one swift moment, Satan is bound, dragged to the abyss, and locked away. The silence that follows is deafening, a world without the serpent's whisper for the first time in ages. Can you imagine it? 1,000 years without temptation's voice. What would that feel like? Let's pause for a second. Have you ever faced a dragon in your life? Not a literal monster, but something that feels just as big. Fear, addiction, shame, or regret. Something that looms so large it seems unbeatable. This story whispers a truth we often forget. No matter how fierce the darkness looks, it's powerless before the authority of God. The angel didn't need a name or a blazing sword. He carried a chain and a key, tools given by the Creator himself. And that is the first spark of hope in this tale. The dragons we face are not as strong as they seem, when measured against the one who holds all power. The chain itself is a symbol that hits deep. It's not forged by human hands or angelic ambition. It's a divine gift, a reminder that God's justice isn't about destruction, but restraint. The angel doesn't destroy Satan. He binds him, limits him, says, "Your time stops here for now." That 1,000-year pause isn't just punishment, it's mercy. It's a chance for the world to breathe, to heal, to see what life looks like without the constant pull of deception. Imagine a world where the lies that twist our hearts fall silent. Would we rise to something better, or would we still stumble under the weight of our own choices? This moment in Revelation isn't just about locking away evil. It's about giving humanity a glimpse of what could be. A millennium without the dragon's voice. No more whispers sowing hate, no more lies fueling chaos. But here's the question that lingers. Would we change? If the external voice of temptation was silenced, would our hearts still chase the shadows? This story forces us to look inward, to ask what dragons we've let take root inside us. Because the truth is, the real battle isn't always out there, it's within. Let's dig deeper into this angel. Who is he? Why does Scripture leave him unnamed? Some say it's to show that divine authority doesn't depend on rank or fame. Michael, with his warrior's might, or Gabriel, with his herald's voice, could have been sent. But God chose a nobody, a servant whose name history doesn't record. That hits home, doesn't it? In our world, we chase recognition, likes, followers, status, but heaven's greatest victories often come through the unseen, the faithful, the ones who simply say yes when God calls. Imagine the courage it took. The battlefield is still hot, the air heavy with the dragon's rage. Satan, the ancient serpent, stands defiant, his lies having corrupted countless souls. Yet this angel steps forward, chain in hand, unflinching. He doesn't hesitate, doesn't question his worthiness. He trusts the power behind the command. Have you ever felt called to something that terrified you? A moment where you knew you had to act, but the weight of it felt too big. This angel's story is a reminder. You don't need to be a hero to change the world. You just need to show up, trusting the one who sent you. The act itself is almost hauntingly simple. The angel seizes the dragon, binds him with the chain and locks him in the abyss. No struggle, no resistance. All that cunning, all that terror, collapses like smoke before heaven's will. It is a moment that screams a truth we need to hear. Evil only feels unstoppable when we face it alone. Compared to God's authority, it's nothing. The dragon's roar fades, swallowed by the darkness of the pit, and for 1,000 years, the world is free from his lies. What would it feel like to live in that silence, to wake up in a world where temptation's voice is gone? Would we finally heal, or would we find new ways to fall? The prophecy doesn't give us easy answers, and that's what makes it so gripping. Revelation tells us Satan is bound so that he might not deceive the nations any longer for 1,000 years. A millennium, longer than any empire, any civilization we've known. A chance for humanity to rebuild, to choose truth over lies, light over darkness. But even in that freedom, the story hints at a deeper challenge. The dragon outside may be chained, but what about the shadows within us? This 1,000-year pause is both judgment and mercy. It's God holding evil back, giving us space to see what we could be without its influence. But it's also a test. Without the serpent's whisper, would we still choose rebellion? Would we still cling to the comfortable lies we tell ourselves? This part of the story hits hard, because it is not just about Satan, it is about us. It's about the choices we make when the excuses are gone. Have you ever wondered what you'd do if the voices pulling you down were silenced? Would you rise or would you still stumble? Here's where the story takes a turn that might unsettle you. After 1,000 years, Satan is released. Just for a short time, but why? Why let the dragon rise again after all that peace? It feels almost cruel, doesn't it? A world finally free, only to face the ancient enemy once more. But Scripture isn't about easy endings, it's about truth. And the truth is, this final release isn't about undoing the victory. It's about revealing what's still hidden in the hearts of humanity. Picture it, a millennium of peace, a world where the dragon's lies no longer poison the air. Humanity has a chance to rebuild, to live without deception's pull. But when Satan is released, something chilling happens. Countless souls rally to his banner like dry grass catching fire at the first spark. After 1,000 years of freedom, rebellion still burns in their hearts. Why? Because evil isn't just something that tempts us from the outside. It is something we carry within. The dragon's release is a final test, a moment to show whether humanity has truly changed or if we'll fall back into the same old patterns. This part of the story stings because it's so human. We've all had moments where we knew the right path, but chose the easier one. The times when no one was whispering lies, and we still made the wrong choice. The dragon's release reminds us that freedom from temptation doesn't guarantee purity. It only removes the excuse, and maybe that's why God allows this final test, not to be cruel, but to show us who we are when the masks are off. Let's circle back to the angel. His role in this story is small, but seismic. He's not celebrated, not named, not remembered in songs or legends. Yet his obedience changes everything. He steps into the battlefield, faces the dragon, and binds him with a chain he didn't forge. The key he holds wasn't crafted by his hands. Both are gifts from God, symbols of an authority far greater than himself. And that It's the heart of this story. The power isn't T in the angel, it's S in the one who sent him. Have you ever felt like your efforts don't matter? Like you're too small, too unknown to make a difference? This angel's story is for you. He wasn't a hero by heaven's standards. He was a servant, faithful and willing. And through his obedience, the greatest enemy in the universe was bound. What could God do through you if you said yes to his call? What chains could you carry? What doors could you lock if you trusted the authority behind you? The angel's silence is what makes him so powerful. He doesn't boast, doesn't hesitate, doesn't demand recognition. He simply acts, trusting the power of the one who sent him. And in that moment, the dragon's reign ends, not with a war, but with a single act of obedience. It is a reminder that the greatest victories are not always won by the loudest or the strongest, but by those who show up, chain in hand, ready to do what's asked. Now let's talk about you. What's your dragon? What's the lie that's been whispering in your ear, telling you you're not enough? You'll never break free. You'll always be stuck. This story isn't just about a cosmic battle. It is about the battles we fight every day. The angel's chain is a symbol of hope, a reminder that no darkness is unbreakable. The fears, regrets, and shame that feel so heavy. They have limits, they have an end. And just like the angel, you don't need to be a hero to face them. You just need to trust the one who holds the key. The prophecy of Revelation 20 isn't just about the end of the world, it is about the end of despair. It's a promise that evil, no matter how ancient, no matter how fierce, will kneel before heaven's will. And it's a call to us to step into our own battlefields, to carry the chains God has given us, and to trust that his authority is enough. The dragon's defeat isn't the end of the story, it is the beginning of hope. As the angel seals the abyss, the world falls silent. For 1,000 years, the dragon's voice is gone. But the story doesn't end there. Satan's release, brief as it is, reminds us that the real battle is in our hearts. It's in the choices we make when the lies are gone, when the excuses are stripped away. And yet, even in that final test, there's hope. Because the same God who sent an unnamed angel to bind the dragon is still writing the story. He's still calling the faithful, the unseen, the willing, to step forward and change the world. So what's God asking of you? What battlefield are you being called to step into? It might not be a cosmic war, but it's just as real. Maybe it's forgiving someone who hurt you. Maybe it's breaking free from a habit that's held you for years. Maybe it's simply showing up day after day, when everything in you wants to give up. The angel's story tells us it is not about being the strongest or the loudest. It is about being faithful. It's about trusting the one who gives you the chain and the key. This is the promise of the unnamed angel. No darkness lasts forever. No dragon is unbeatable. And no matter how small you feel, your obedience can shift the course of history. So keep reflecting, keep questioning, and keep stepping into the battles only you can fight. The abyss is sealed, the chain is forged, and the story is far from over.